Let the camera warm up here. It looks like we're ready to go, folks. Welcome to Gamcast for, oh my goodness, it is Friday evening. Anyway, I want to talk about Fascism 101 this evening and explain to you how these people claim they're applying the rule of law and everything is above board, but they're nothing more than fascists. And it's a trick that they've always used. And here's a perfect example of it here. Here's a tweet today from Barb McQuaid. You can see her. I clicked on her biography. She's a University of Michigan professor, and she was a U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Michigan. You can see there under Obama, I believe, and she's now on MSNBC. And she's one of these people that just constantly lies 24/7, 365. She opens her mouth about the law, and she's lying. So Trump today pardoned a bunch of people who Biden went after under the FACE Act. I'm going to tell you what the FACE Act was in a moment. Well, actually, let me tell you that because you need it for the context of her tweet. The FACE Act basically made it illegal for you to obstruct people trying to go to abortion clinics. Now, basically the law, because you have freedom of speech rights, it basically never went anywhere, okay? And so it really wasn't used. But after the Supreme Court decided to strike down Roe v. Wade, Biden decided that he would go after people under the FACE Act. And here she is right here defending this. Trump has pardoned defendants convicted of violating 18 U.S. Code 248, freedom of access to clinic entrances, so-called FACE. The statute requires threats, force, obstruction, or destruction of property. This is not about peacefully protesting abortion rights. Now, here's where they play the trick, okay? It absolutely is, because if you needed real threats, and I've taught you this before, threats, force, obstruction, destruction of property must be interpreted in unison to mean threats and force. Obstruction would be limited by the earlier conduct, right? So it's going to be obstruction like a threat or like force, not just out there peacefully protesting. Well, here's a couple of examples. This is Mark Huck right here, and take a look at what happened in this video here on Hannity.
Now, as you can see in your upper left-hand corner, Mark, accompanied by his son, standing away from the entrance to the clinic when he is approached.
That's key. He's away from the clinic. So he's not obstructing, he's not doing any force, not doing anything.
The escort, identified as Bruce Love, who repeatedly tried to antagonize Houck, allegedly verbally harass.
So eventually they got into an altercation. The local police showed up. They decided, hey, there's nothing going on here. They decided not to prosecute, all right? Biden decided he was going to prosecute, and he used the FACE Act, even though the person was away from the clinic, wasn't using force, wasn't trying to disrupt, nothing. He got an attorney after Biden indicted him, and he said, hey, I'll turn myself in. I'm a man. I have 7 kids. Biden sent the FBI to show up, full SWAT team, 7 o'clock, and pulled him out. Now, luckily, he survived, okay, because he was found not guilty. Now, we've talked about this before. He's not going to get his money back. He's not going to get his stress back, right? He'll forever be charged with a crime, even though he was found not guilty, but there's not much you can do. But some other people weren't lucky. And again, these were just Christians. They were just praying. No matter what your opinion on abortion is, doesn't matter. They weren't doing anything wrong. And Biden decided to go after and use the statute to go after him. And obstruction to Biden meant praying. That's obstruction as far as you do it 50 yards down the street, that's obstruction. And again, that's pure fascism. That's taking words that don't mean anything what they're supposed to mean. And not everybody was so lucky. But thanks to President Trump and, frankly, all of us that voted for him, this was one of the scenes from this morning.
Look at Mama. Look at Mama.
Anyway, you can see the joy on her face. Thank God she got out. These are evil people, but don't fall for the hoax of the fascism. Anyway, if you enjoyed this content, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.